Is it true that you shouldn't make big decisions within the first year of a loss? I bet that so many of you know what I'm going to say. You can do whatever the hell you want, right? I always question those rules that are sort of floating out there in the ether. Like, who wrote that rule? Who says, right? It may be true that there's an impulsivity that makes you move, makes you sell your house, makes you sell all of your belongings and go live somewhere else, right? But what's the worst case scenario there, right? Like you move and you go, you know what, this doesn't feel right to me. I'm going to go back, right? Like you get to make impulsive decisions if they feel right to you at the time, as long as you're not like harming other people. Do you know what I mean? I want us to get into the habit, into the practice of questioning the validity of a rule, right? And who's going to punish you if you break it, right? This is your life. This is your life. I also think that, as somebody who completely outside of grief lived in not only a city, but an entire state for more than a decade, because I felt like if I wasn't happy there, I wasn't working hard enough. Like, I can't get those years back. It would have been okay for me to leave and follow my own happiness, right? I mean, we all know this. Life is so short. If there is something that is calling you, answer it to the best of your ability, right? You can always come back if that experiment didn't work out the way that you hoped, right? So I like that self-sorting of, I feel myself being drawn in this direction. Here are my fears. I'm worried that I'm making an impulsive decision. Okay, well, what would that look like? Can I change my mind and come back, right? Can I undo this decision in a way, right? If I can't undo it, if I sell the house and I can't come back and buy it, could I survive that, right? What are some ways I could make that easier on myself, right? Like, I think when we start asking ourselves, if I follow those next few steps ahead of me that I see, if it ends up not feeling like a good choice, what will I do next? Right? Because I think the panic comes in where like, I'm screwed, right? You're not. You still have choices and agency and the ability to experiment in some ways. So, one, I don't believe in outside roles, right? We go back to that theme of you don't have to justify your own heart to anybody else, including to yourself. That practice of listening to yourself and honoring your own longing for the unknown, like that's how we explore the unknown,